I'm Leah Kyle, and we're going to be making two different types of soap through the cold and hot process. The first soap we'll make is through the cold process. We'll be using lye, which can burn skin, cause blindness, and even lead to death if ingested, otherwise known as being caustic. That is why it is crucial to wear protective clothing, goggles, and gloves. We chose to wear nitrile gloves because they are resistant to oils, fats, and other chemicals that will be used. If any does spill on your skin, be sure to go wash it off, obviously, and monitor for bad reactions. If it goes in your eyes, wash out your eyes and immediately go to the hospital. Also remember, lab safety requires you to wear closed-toed shoes in case of spills. To make our soap, we will be using olive oil, coconut oil, lye, purified water, a pot, a thermometer, a scale, a crock pot, and various measuring cups, spoons, and other utensils. The lye in this video is sodium hydroxide, which is used to make bar soap, while potassium hydroxide is used to make liquid soap. The first thing that we're going to do is measure out the oils and warm them in a crock pot until they're between 100 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit, because that will be the temperature that the lye will be when it reacts with the water. All of the oils used have features that give soap certain characteristics. For example, the sweet almond oil that is used in the hot process is good for conditioning, while olive oils and coconut oils are better for cleansing. Coconut oil also adds hardness to the soap, mostly because it is a solid and thicker. Next, measure the water and the lye, and then pour out the lye into the water. The lye must be poured into the water and not the other way around, to prevent the solution from foaming over from the extreme heat that is released. The solution will then cool down until it's between 100 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the temperatures are close to each other, pour the lye solution into the oils and use a blender to stir the mixture until it has a thick consistency. Depending on how much lye mixture you add, the trace, otherwise known as the thickness, changes. With more lye, the thicker it is. For our purposes, adding all the lye is good enough. Continue blending until the mixture can drip and leave a trace on the surface. After that, the mixture is ready to pour into the mold, where it will sit for around 2 days. Now onto the hot process. The main difference between the hot and cold process is that the hot process does not take as long to cure as the cold process does. The cold process takes 4 to 6 weeks to cure, while the hot process only takes 2 days, in which the water used evaporates from the soap to create a firm texture. This is due to the extra heat added in the cooking stage that helps the reaction go to completion faster. In the hot process, we will be using the same materials as before in addition to the sweet almond oil. Begin by measuring and melting down the oils in the crock pot on a low setting. Make sure to try to break the coconut oil apart because it creates a greater surface area, which helps speed up the reaction. Then, measure out and mix the water and lye, using the same process as before. Once the oils are warmed, pour the lye solution into the oils in the crock pot. It should take around 45 minutes for the mixture to reach trace. Feel free to add a scarf or face mask to protect yourself from any splashing that may occur. During this mixing, I'm going to take the time to explain how soap works. Soap cleans by lessening the surface tension of the water, which makes the water molecules better at getting the surface wet and dissolving dirt and oil. On one side of the soap bar, the molecules are hydrophilic, meaning it attracts water, while the other side is hydrophobic, meaning it repels water. The nonpolar hydrophobic end is attracted to oil, otherwise known as being lipophilic, and helps to remove the grease and oils that make the dirt and stains stick to the surface. The soap molecules isolate small particles of grease, which then make structures called micelles that are raised into the solution and washed away by the water. The hydrophilic ends stay with water molecules that they are attracted to and wash away the micelles. Stir the mixture until it reaches trace, which leaves small puddles like this on the top of the surface. At this point, it will resemble a sort of gross pudding that you would find at a public school lunch. After that, put the lid on the crock pot and cook the mixture. This will take around 45 minutes to an hour. Stir the mixture every few minutes to keep it from boiling over. Once the soap is thick and has a gel-like consistency, pour the soap into the mold and keep it there for around 2 days. Around 5 days after the cold process and 3 days after the hot process, the soap is safe to use, although it is better if it is left to cure for a few months after they are made to fully harden the soaps. And there you have it. That's how you make homemade soap using both the cold and hot processes.